going to be all about read aloud books, particularly for the K4 to K5 age. And the reason I'm doing this is two parts. Number one, to help you come up with library lists. I know that sometimes I put a lot of effort at the beginning of the school year coming up with our read alouds and what we're going to do, and I get to a certain point, usually that 2 or 3 month mark, and I find that I need more books. I need more to get out at the library because we're going through things faster or my kids want more. So that was the first reason I created this book list. The second reason I created it was to offer an option for maybe your 3rd or 4th grader as their independent reading. Now, I know that some of these books will be anywhere from a 1st or 2nd grade level all the way up to a 4th or 5th grade reading level. These books are a wide range of independent reading levels. I made it as a read aloud list for K to 4 and K4, K5 ages. These are the books that I read aloud to my 4 and 5-year-old kids, or when my kids are 4 and 5. That's what this list was intended for. But as I prepared for this video, I'm looking down this list and I'm like, my 4th grader could have read all of these books last year for sure, probably even a good chunk of them in 2nd grade. This could even be kind of have a dual purpose as an independent book list for your 2nd, 3rd, or 4th grade child, depending on their reading level. So let's hop into it. I'm going to tell you how I made this list. I'm going to show you some of the books that you can expect to find it, and then I will tell you where you can get the list. So where did I find these books? Well, I perused over 20 different websites of reading lists and curriculum packages with read alouds, and I just started making a massive list. That's how I got 4.5 pages here. So I haven't read, I'll just say kind of as a disclaimer, I haven't necessarily read all of these books to my kids. In fact, I know I haven't read all of them. There's probably a whole page worth, at least out of the 4.5 pages that are here, there's probably a whole page worth that I haven't read, be it they weren't available at my library or they weren't books that I thought my kids would be interested in, or we ran out of time or whatever. But the reason that they're still on this list is because, number one, I knew that I'd be creating it for other moms to use and maybe they would enjoy those books. And number two, I wanted to think ahead and be able to use this for my 2nd child because, she might be interested in reading things that my son wasn't. And so I wanted to have this list as complete as possible to use with her and then share with you all. So that's how I made this list. Some of the books on here are ones that I just found, just perusing our library, or, we just happened to check out and we enjoyed. But most of them are from other reading lists that I have used to now create this massive reading list of all the books. So let's talk next about where you can find this list. So I have a post over on my blog that has a bunch of different reviews on read aloud books from kindergarten. I'll link it below in the comments so you can just head right there. Also on the blog, I have this list available for printing out for free, and it's up in the subscriber freebies, which is all the way up at the top on my blog to the right, I believe. So if you click on that and enter your email, you will be signing up to get a newsletter from me, which I do about every 2 or 3 months. I don't do it that often. And I just let you know what blog posts I put up in case you want to go check them out. That's all it means to subscribe to my blog, you guys. I don't do weekly updates or monthly updates, just every so often. Once you do that, once you enter your email, then you will get access to all the subscriber freebies I have, which I don't have a ton right now. I know some master books, unit study ideas, and I have, of course, this list, and I have characters. Do I have a character study up there, I think, about paying attention, I think. So just some random things that I felt were easier to put in a printable form, and I needed a way to share those with people, so I put them on the blog. So that is where you can find this massive literature list. I hope that you can use this reading list to make your library trips simpler and to bring some good books into your home. I love cuddling up with my kids and reading these. I love picture books, you guys. I am not quick to just get rid of picture books and head straight into those chapter books. I know a lot of reading lists have you reading picture books like kindergarten, and then that's it, and then you get into first grade and it's all chapter books. And that's not me. We read picture books here until third grade. And my son is reading some independent readers that are chapter books, but for the most part, we're all about the picture books in this house. And that's mostly because I have very visual learners, but it's also because I just don't feel the need to rush past the picture book stage. There is still a ton of good storytelling, good vocabulary, good illustration work, still a ton of that to be found in picture books. We don't need to rush ahead to those chapter books either for read-alouds or for independent reading. And so I hope that this list will give you a lot of good suggestions for story time for your kindergartner or your 4-year-old, and maybe even some independent reading for your older child. Please leave me your favorite books to read aloud to your kindergartner down below. I would love to see if your favorites also ended up on my list, and if not, maybe I can add them to the list. Also, let me know, where do you find good read-alouds to read to your kids? Because as I get older, I'm finding fewer and fewer places to look. So where do you go to find good read-alouds? And even readers, even independent books. Where's your go-to place for that? I'd love to hear that down in the comments below, and I will catch you in the next video.